Okay, so the 7-point body push. Now, when you start learning it, you put the force in railway tracks. You just direct it straight forward. Touching base, and then I just push directly forward, he turns. I touch base, directly forward, he turns. Touch base, directly forward and down. Touch base, forward and up. And then forward and a little bit off on the diagonal. Here I push directly across. Other side, I push into this corner. So you're doing that, so it's very, very easy for the first person to defend. And you only do that for the first few lessons. I only do it in the first lesson. After that, I teach them to do it correctly. Now, the correct method is when you touch with your fingers, you touch base, and you go, that's their feet, and you tap on their base. You go through the fascia. Now, as I roll the hand, I want to threaten their base. So I don't want him to defend until the attacker has gone, yes, I can influence his base and I can threaten his base. Now he touches, I start to threaten, you stretch and move and you absorb the force and come back. So I'm teaching my opponent first, I'm touching base and threatening him, he's recovering. Every time this happens, he's getting gained, he's getting better. If I just put on railway tracks forever, like a lot of people do, it's a waste of time. They might as well not be doing it because their center's not being threatened. Why would they even yield in the first place? You have to touch the base, uproot the person, he's got to recover from being uprooted. Every time he recovers, his skill's improving. So on this side, I touch, I go, okay, there's the base, feel the base, then I release the spring, let him pop a little bit, and as I let it pop, I sink underneath it and pick him up. Now he yields and turns and adjusts. Then I go into the next position. I feel there's the base, there's tension, I press into the tension, I release, and I go a little bit deeper into his body. So I'm creating an effect in his body. Now he yields and neutralizes that effect. And then I go on to the next one. I touch, find base, and pick him up. So I threaten his base, and again, he yields. Now he relaxes and stretches away from that threat on his body. Same in here. I feel the hips, feel that cross, I push into here, and I spiral it down so that I can take his base. Now he yields and softens away. I do the same thing here. Now when I take, with this hand on, I touch my other hand, because that's going to give me the empty corner. He yields and removes. Now here I've got this corner where I can take his base, and now he yields and transfers it back. And then he comes into me. He uses the top of his fingers to touch my base. He releases the springs and slips underneath with his body to get me. And then we repeat. So this process of touching base, popping the balance, slipping into the gap, and sung underneath and through, you do that all these 7-point body pushes. This forms the foundation for all other push hand sets. If you don't have this, the rest of the push hand sets are simply not going to work. You won't be doing them correctly. Okay, let's partner up, have a play.